The Bruins are in a bad way right now. It has not been pretty lately. They've lost 5 of their last 6 games, and could you imagine if they didn't get that overtime win against the Leafs? It had been building for a few games, or maybe the whole season, depending who you ask. This chatter of, oh, the Bruins don't look so good, what's going on over there? But getting just obliterated by Carolina on Halloween, right after being shut out at home by Philly, that's when you really started to see this flare up. And every team in the league has doubters, that's just how it goes. But man, am I seeing a lot of people question this Bruins team right now, maybe even more than when they lost Bergeron and Krejci, and people realized they were going with Zacha, Coyle as their top 2 centers, prior to them rattling off 6 in a row to start the season and winning 8 of their first 9, of course. And look, I get it. The Bruins are used to winning. They're used to being really good, especially in the regular season. They haven't had less than 100 points in a full 82-game season since 2016-17. Losing this many games in quick succession in this fashion is pretty uncharacteristic for this core, even post-Bergeron Krejci. Every team goes on losing streaks, it happens, but it's the way they're losing that I think has people concerned. I know I've been hearing a lot the past couple days about Bruins culture. Are the Bruins still the Bruins? That type of thing. And while I do think it's still too early to say that they're not, I also think it's a fair question for fans to be asking, given what we've seen from them. Like even the Marchand Montgomery thing last week. It's true that they both deserve credit there. Like good on Montgomery for not being afraid to give it to his top players when they need to sharpen up, and good on Marchand for welcoming that and recognizing that he needs to be better. But it's also pretty telling how animated Montgomery was at his captain for making that mistake. There's anger there for sure, but there also seems to be an element of, holy smokes, this is serious. I gotta nip this in the bud right away. Then there's the Lindholm Zadorov additions. They haven't been awful, but so far they also haven't really given you what you hoped, especially Lindholm. They were looking to him to be their number 1 center. Then of course there was the whole Swayman thing that dragged for so long. We don't need to get into the weeds again with that because that was talked about so much, but that was a distraction that seems to maybe have had an effect on the team. And plain and simple, through the first month of the season, the Bruins just haven't looked good. They haven't looked right. Now when you've got superstars like Pasternak and McAvoy, things can change for you on a dime, but I don't blame fans at all who think that this Bruins team might not be the Bruins that they've known for the past decade plus, who are not only constant playoff threats, but a perennial regular season force. Now, there are plenty of things people are pointing to, whether it's the fact that Kostelic, Koepke, and Beecher are among their top scorers, and that's no indictment on them. It just shows you that some of the other guys who are supposed to be carrying the mail aren't exactly doing so. Some point to Jim Montgomery and say there needs to be a coaching change. Some look at Brad Marchand's regression and say he's the captain, he's the heartbeat of this team. If he's not going, the team's not going. Swayman's play to start the year, maybe a bit of a few things. There's a lot to choose from. Bruins fans are really not happy with this team right now, and I can't say I blame them. Now, because it's the Boston Bruins, my brain just gives them the benefit of the doubt that they're going to turn it around, they're going to wake up, just because that's what the Boston Bruins do in the regular season at least. But man, has it been rough to watch lately. Going back to the Utah game, I'm scheduling this for upload like pretty soon before they play the Flyers, so maybe they dominate them 4-0 and turn a corner, who knows? But I think the question still stands of, are the Bruins still the Bruins? If you're a Beast fan, give me your thoughts. What would you do here to push this team in the right direction? Maybe it's just patience, or maybe you've seen what you need to see and something about this team needs to change. Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. You're awesome.